Someone asked me in the comments, is it too late to start investing if I'm over 40? And I'm going to tell you the truth right now. No, it is not too late. And I'm going to prove it to you. You still got 20, 25, maybe even 30 years before retirement. And that is more than enough time to build a life-changing amount of wealth. This is what I call the time factor. Once you understand it, you realize that you have more power than you think. My name's Harriet, if you've not seen me before, also known as the Freedom Finance Coach, and I help people over 40 turn their savings into wealth through investing. And this question, am I too late? This is the most common question that I get. And honestly, I get it. Because when you look around at these 25-year-olds investing and building wealth, it can sometimes feel like you've missed the boat. But honestly, you haven't. You just need to understand how time works with investing and what you need to do differently when you are starting later in life. So let me break it down. All right, let's talk about time and investing, because I want to approach this differently to what most people do. So what most people do is they focus on how much time that you've lost, how much money that you could have made if you started at maybe age 25. But I want to focus on what you have, what is still possible. And here's what is true. Time is your most valuable asset when it comes to investing. The more time that you have, the more money that the more time that your money has to grow, and the more powerful compound interest becomes. But here's what is also true. You still have time. If you're 40 and if you're wanting to retire at 65, you still got 25 years. That's 25 years more money growing and compounding. If you're 45, you still got 20 years. If you're 50, you still got 15 years. So let me show you what's possible with time. Starting at 40 with £300 a month. By age 65, you would have £344,000. That is life-changing money. That is a comfortable retirement. That is financial freedom. So starting at 45 with £300 a month, by age 65, you would have £214,000. That is still significant wealth. That is still way better than nothing, and that still changes your future. Starting at 50 with £300 a month, by age 65 you could have £129,000. That's still over 100 grand that you had that you didn't have before, and that is still a massive cushion for retirement. Now, yeah, you could have more if you started at age 25, sure, but do you know what? That ship has sailed. Sitting around being sad about it is not going to help you, but what does help you is focusing on what you can build starting from today. Because £344,000 is still incredible, £214,000 is powerful, £129,000 is still worth it. And do you know what? All three of those numbers have in common? They are all still way more than starting at zero. That's if you didn't start at all. Now, here's something really important that most people don't understand, and this is going to change how you think about time. Your money doesn't stop growing when you retire. Let me say that again. Your money doesn't stop growing when you retire. Your money doesn't stop growing at 65. Most people think, oh, I retire at 65, so I've only got 25 years for my money to grow. But that is not how it works. When you retire, you don't cash out all of your investments. You still keep most of it invested, and you only take out what you need each year. That money keeps growing during retirement. So if you start investing at 40, you invest for 25 years until you're 65. But your money could keep growing for another 20, 25 years, 30 years during your retirement. So that's actually 45 to 55 years of potential growth. Let me show you what this means. So you invest £300 a month from age 40 to 65, and at 65 you've got £344,000. But you don't need all of it at once, so you leave most of it invested, and then you take out maybe 4% a year for you to live on. So that's £344,000 at age 65 that could still grow to, say, £500,000 plus at age 75. That's £700,000 plus at age 80. Or if you live to age 85, that is over £1 million. So even while you are taking your money out to live on, your money is still growing. This is the power of keeping your money invested during retirement. So when you think, oh, I've only got 25 years, no, potentially you've got 40 years, 50 years for your money to keep on working for you. And that changes everything, doesn't it? You're not racing against the clock that stops at 65. You are building wealth that is going to keep on growing for the rest of your life. That's why it is not too late, because your timeline is actually longer than what you think it is. So let's talk about what you do have, because I think when people hear 25 years until retirement, they think that is not enough time. But let me reframe that for you. 25 years is actually a lot of time. 25 years ago was the year 2000. Think about how much has changed in your life since then, how much you have grown, how much you've accomplished. That is how much time you have left for your money to grow. And here's what you can control. Number one, you can start today. Every day that you start is better than starting tomorrow. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Number two, you can be consistent. You do not need to invest huge amounts of money. £100 a month for 25 years is powerful. £300 a month is life-changing. £500 a month, that is serious wealth building. Consistency beats timing every single time. Number three, you can invest more because you earn more. So most people in their 40s, they earn way more than what they did in their 20s. So even though you've got less time, you can invest bigger amounts of money. A 25-year-old might only be able to afford £100 a month. You might be able to afford £400 a month. So that makes up for lost time. Number four, you can be smarter. You are not making the same financial mistakes that you made when you were 25 years old. You understand budgeting. You are more disciplined. You've got more life experience. And honestly, that wisdom is valuable. Number five, you can stay focused when you're 25. Retirement is just very abstract. But when you're 40 plus, retirement is real, and that urgency keeps you more consistent and more motivated. So yes, you've got less time than a 25-year-old, but you have more resources, you've got more income, you've got more wisdom, you've got more motivation, and honestly, that is powerful. Now, here's what is important to understand. Starting to invest in your 40s is different to starting at 25. You can't approach it in the same way. When you've got less time, you have to be smarter and you have to be more intentional. So here's what this means. One, you might need to invest more per month. So if you start at 25 and invest £200 a month, you'll have £692,000 by age 65. But if you start at 40 and you want similar results, you are going to need to invest about £500 a month to get £574,000. Now, can everyone afford £500 a month? No, but the point is, if you've got less time, you may need to invest more in order for you to reach your goals. Two, you can't afford to panic sell. When you're young and the market crashes, you've got decades to recover. However, when you are 40 plus, you've got less of a buffer. So you need to understand that investing is long term. If you're going to panic and sell at the first time the market drops, you are going to lose your money. So you need that money mindset before you start to invest, because you don't have those extra years to cover from your emotional mistakes. Number three, you need to be tax efficient. So when you're young, you can make some inefficient choices and you can still be fine. When you are starting over, every single pound matters. Use your ISA allowance, that stands for individual savings account. Max out your pension. Do not waste your money on unnecessary fees or taxes. Four, you can't afford to invest in things that you don't understand. Younger people can take more risks because they've got more time to recover. You don't have that luxury. Stick to simple, proven strategies, low-cost index funds, diversification, boring, reliable, effective investing. This is not the time to start gambling on crypto or try to pick the next big stock like Tesla. This is the time to be smart and to be consistent. Now, here's the good news, and there is good news. You have advantages that 25-year-olds don't have. One, you probably earn more. Most people in their 40s earn more than what they did in their 20s, which means that you can invest more per month than what younger people can. A 25-year-old might only be able to afford £100 a month. You might be able to afford £300, £500 or even more. Two, you're more financially stable. So hopefully by 40, 50, 60, you're not making the same financial mistakes that what you made in your 20s. You understand budgeting. You're not impulse spending as much. You are more responsible with your money. And honestly, that maturity is valuable. Three, you have clarity on your goals. At 25, you don't really know what you want your life to look like at 65. At 40, you've got a much clearer picture, and that clarity helps you to make better investment decisions. Number four, you're motivated. When you're 25, retirement feels like a million miles away. It's abstract. However, when you're 40, 50, 60, it's real. And the urgency can actually be a good thing because it keeps you focused and it keeps you consistent. So yes, you've got less time, but you've also got more resources. You've got more wisdom. You've got more motivation. So the real question isn't, am I too late? The real question is, what am I going to do with the time that I have left? Are you going to spend the next 20 years wishing that you started at 25? Or are you actually going to spend the next 20 years building wealth? Because here is what I know for sure. In 20 years, you are going to be 60 something. Maybe you might be getting to that 60 something even sooner than that. So are you going to invest or are you not going to invest? The only question is whether you are going to have hundreds of thousands of pounds in investments or whether you'll still be working and stressing out about money. The choice is yours right now. And I'm telling you, it is not too late, but the clock is ticking. Every single day that you wait is a day of compound interest that you are giving up. So if you're over 40 and you've been sitting on the sidelines thinking, maybe next year, you need to hear me. Next year is not coming. Start today. So what do you actually do? Here's your action plan. Step 1, figure out how much you can realistically invest every single month. Even if it's £50, start there. Step number 2, open the stocks and shares ISA, Vanguard, Hargreaves Lansdown, Free Trade. There's so many out there. Just pick one, open an account. Step 3, choose a simple low-cost index fund. Step 4, set it up automatically every single month. Make it automatic so that you don't have to think about it. As I always say, set it and forget it. Step number 5, leave it alone for at least 10 years. Do not check on it every day. Do not panic sell. Just let time do its thing. That's it. That is how you start. So is it too late to start investing if you're over 40? No, but you do not have time to waste. The time factor is real. Time is the most valuable asset and you cannot get that back. But you do have time. You have 25, 20 years, 30 years. Maybe for some of you it's even less than that before you retire. And that is enough time for you to build real wealth if you start now. So stop asking, am I too late? And start asking, what am I going to do about it? And if you're ready to finally start investing, I've got something for you. I'm running a masterclass called First Steps to Investing. And this masterclass is for anybody who is new to investing that wants to get started, but you just don't know what to do next. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can get started step by step, even if you've never invested before. This is your sign. This is your moment. Stop waiting. The registration link to join is in the description box below. And if this video lit a fire underneath you, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed and drop a comment. How old are you? And when are you actually going to start investing? Let's hold each other accountable. So I'll see you in the next one. Let's build that wealth together.